Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital? Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411. It's our 500th episode.
That's crazy.
Totally forgot about that until we were asked, well, how many episodes have you done?
Just happens to be 500.
Today.
That is so awesome.
Maybe I didn't count it because we did repeat, we for the first time ever over the summer re-released.
Yeah.
So it's close enough.
It's close enough.
Anyway, today we are talking with Lenny, who runs the All General Hospital TikTok account. And it's a fun one to pay attention to because he just does a bunch of, it's a good one to follow. I feel like it falls in line with the way that we do our show. You know, he does transformational Thursdays or Throwback Thursday, Transformational Tuesday, favorite wedding of all time, things like that. Like he just does these little videos and it's just sometimes a nice little throwback. It's positive content.
Yes.
Which we like.
Yes.
But we just had an enjoyable conversation with him, learning about how he got into GH. And
you'll have to listen, but I loved his story of Luke and Laura's wedding.
Yes.
So pay attention to that.
Yes. So we will talk to you after you're done listening to our chat with Lenny.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
Hi.
I'm Amanda.
So how are you? He
I'm
just started
good.
listening to the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Recently.
Yeah, I'm doing good. How you guys?
Doing good. We want to talk all about you. So typically, I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to any of our previous fan spotlights that we've done.
Actually, no, I have not.
Okay. So really, it is just, people share their General Hospital stories with us, how they got into it. Obviously what inspired you to start your own TikTok.
Okay.
Or pages or account, whatever it is. Because I love your account. It's fun.
Oh, thank you. I try to be like I try to be like a community when like breaking news, if somebody has passed away or was let go. I just try to be like I just want the General Hospital fans to come to my site to get that information. It's so funny because when I posted about Jacqueline Zeman passing away, I had 3 or 4 different people say, "Oh, hey, you're making stuff up. This is not true." And I was like, no, the executive producer, Frank Valentini, was on the Facebook page of General Hospital, and he just announced it like 10 minutes ago. So, so I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I started watching General Hospital in the 70s, and then my mom watched like 4 soap operas, All My Children, General Hospital, One Life to Live, and The Young and the Restless. And so I got hooked on All My Children in General Hospital. So, and I'm just I got obsessed with it. So, when Luke and Laura got married, I remember that I was still in school. I was in 6th grade, and my buddy's house was like a mile away. So I ran to his house, and I told his mom that I needed to watch TV because Luke and Laura were getting married. So yeah, and then so it just yeah, she did. yeah.
She watched or was it just, hey, this kid's coming to watch this wedding?
I think she watched too. So yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
And so then I just been watching it. I was just kind of bummed because I was a big fan of All My Children too, and it was a devastating blow when they canceled. Yeah, well, All My Children Won't Like to Live. So yeah. But and I got to go to the All My Children fan club weekend, the last one, and Susan Lucci was there. Yeah, so it was really nice. And then back in 2015, I went to the General Hospital fan club weekend, and that was amazing. I got to meet everybody, and went to total different you got to meet different stars and stuff like that. I met Tyler Christopher, so that was cool. Yeah. So yeah. But so I started doing my TikTok like a year and a half ago, and so I love doing that. So but I just try
That's
to
awesome, 'cause you
provide.
do a lot of great things like transformation days where you show the people as they were on the show, and just
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, I try to do like different compilations and stuff like that. When I first started, I was doing on camera stuff, and I'm really surprised. I really like to be on the camera, so I don't know why I stopped doing that. But as soon as I stopped doing that, I just started doing compilations and stuff like that, and it seems to work better because there's a couple other people that do General Hospital stuff on TikTok, but they show more of the clips. I mean, there's one gal that will record a snippet of General Hospital that day, and I've 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 gotten the thing where she posted something and I haven't watched it yet, and it's like, oh man, spoiler, you know. So yeah,
Yep.
so
That's kind of the same. So we really don't talk about the show until Sunday when we record the recap.
oh okay,
We watch different times. Like I
Right.
just watched Friday this morning. So
oh really, okay,
we really try to avoid a lot of social media basically for that reason alone, because you don't want to find
Right.
out. Like I found out Lois was coming back because somebody sent it to me, and I was just, I'm like, no, don't send this to me. And everyone's like, well, it's been all over the place for weeks. And I'm like, but we stay off of it.
Right.
right. Yeah, like I try to wait like a day if it's going to be, if it's going to be like a spoiler. But I kind of figure to people that they've watched it by then, so I can post that information. So, but like I call it breaking news. Like if somebody's passed away, or like when Roger was let go, and yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to like do different topics and I was trying to so you guys heard of Cameo, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, so Kathleen Gotti, which I got to meet, Obrecht, I got to meet her at the fan club weekend, and just she's amazing, right? She loves her fans, and she takes time. As some of the other actresses was kind of like, they just funnel you through, but she actually talks to you. So, but anyways, I wanted to do a cameo with her, but um, Cameo doesn't. You can't share your Cameo video on TikTok. They did that with YouTube. I've done a couple YouTube videos and cameos, but now that's on option, so it kind of bummed me out. And I was thinking about Messenger and say, hey, can I, I'll pay for you to do, a little plug, as Obrecht, but
Yeah. So we actually met her in 21.
Yeah.
At the, so we're in Pittsburgh. And
yeah.
we went to the Fantasy Weekend, event that was in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And we have a picture of our logo on like a poster board that we had everybody sign, and we're wearing our shirts that have the podcast on it. And almost everyone asked us about it. It seemed they were engaged in it, So
Right.
then after the event is over, we're in the restroom and I'm drying my hands and I look over and Amanda's washing hers and there goes Kathleen. And I'm like, but then she says to us as like she's leaving the restroom, I would love to talk to you girls. Like I would love to talk to you on your podcast. And I'm like,
oh my
Stinky, we
God.
didn't go to the bathroom. We wouldn't know. So she did.
Yeah.
We
Really?
had, yep, that was so that would have been May. It was just a couple weeks later that we had her on, because then she does a lot of Zoom cooking shows.
Yeah, yes.
And we were supposed to do one, and then it wound up actually being the night that my daughter was graduating from high school. So I kind of chose to do that instead of watching Liesl or Kathleen's cooking show. But you have to go back and listen to our show with her. She is so sweet.
Yeah.
You should definitely.
Yeah, she is.
We obviously can't promise anything, but she's very sweet and engaging with people. So definitely reach out to her. I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, she was so nice, and her husband Michael he is the coolest guy ever, and he goes to all the events with her and stuff like that. So,
Oh, He might have been in Pittsburgh,
He
and we
might
didn't
have. They didn't know.
Yeah,
She's not in
definitely. He goes to every event with her. He's a very tall guy, kind of dark brown hair, curly, but yeah, he goes to all her events with. Yeah, so and it was I was talking to him. I was talking to him, and he I was as Kathleen had mentioned something that her husband's aunt was Barbara Eden, right? Yeah, and so, or
We did not get that information.
maybe not necessarily like blood, but he was talking about how that she come over the house and they go, Aunt Barbie's here, and yeah, so it was yeah, it was cool. Talk talk to him about that, yeah, because I was wearing my I Dream of Jeannie shirt, so I have like I have all these retro like today I got the Partridge Family on.
Yes,
Yeah.
come on, get happy.
Yeah. So yeah. But
So did you know before you went to the event that he was related
yeah,
to Barbara
'cause
Eden, or did you just happen to wear that shirt and he's like,
no
hey, that's my
no
aunt?
she actually Soap Opera Digest did a article on Michael, and he had mentioned that Barbara Eden was his aunt. So once again, I can't remember if it was actually is like a
Yeah.
real aunt or but by or but anyways, yeah. So I knew that yeah. So it was really cool. But out of all the stars I met that weekend, you know, um, she was probably the coolest.
That's awesome.
So when you guys go to these events, like in Pittsburgh, right? Is that like at a comedy place or a lounge or?
It was
I mean,
at one of the local hotels downtown,
oh, okay,
the conference room. Yeah.
But we
because I
have
know
gone
that.
to see Stephen Bradford at the Improv.
Right.
Oh, okay. And Steve Burton too, or
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
okay, because I live in Washington State, and I'm really like bummed because um, there's no. Used back in the day, they used to do like they brought like certain soap stars to town, and you go get to meet them at the fair and stuff like that. But they stopped doing that. Actually, I remember, I, re- I remember Brian Patrick Clark. I don't know how long you guys been watching, but Brian Patrick Clark played um, Grant Andrews and Grant Putnam.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was. So funny story. So I went to the fair, and the lady that worked for the TV station was just being just a jerk, and I was like, I was a student at the college radio, and I was like, all I want is for him to do a little plug for my show, and she's like, no, he can't do that. So he went he went to the bathroom on a break. So I followed him into the bathroom and said, "Hey man, can you record this real quick?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, okay." So yeah, yeah, but it was neat to meet. It was cool to meet. Yeah, him, and also so like in New Jersey, there's a place called Uncle Vinny's Comedy Underground. Okay, have you guys been there or?
No. So the
Okay.
one that they had at the hotel, they've stopped doing those. They stopped, I
Oh,
think last
really?
year was the last year that they did them. Like 2022 was the last year they did them. So now we're kind of in the same boat. Nothing's come to Pittsburgh this year. The closest that we
'Cause
would have to go to is
Vinny's. Yeah.
Vinny's in
Vinny's-
New Jersey, and then there's some that sometimes like in Albany or something.
Yeah, because I presented that idea to like our comedy place, and they didn't really even respond, and I was like kind of bummed out because like I think it would be there's a lot of people that would go to that, so
Yeah.
yeah, and I've tried
I
to
think
like
it's just not as many as it used to be to justify like
Mm.
flying them all over the place, I think, is what
Right.
it probably comes down to, unfortunately.
It's always the same people that like Kathleen and then the one I got Charles Shaughnessy, Victor,
Mhm.
and they even had like a couple of months ago. They even had Johnny I don't know if I'm saying this correct. Wachter,
Wachter.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So but yeah, I just think that that's the coolest thing. And but yeah, but my town's like, yeah, they won't bring anybody. So
So I just met James Patrick Stewart for like 5 seconds
really,
in October because he was in the movie Gettysburg, and
oh, he
my
was okay.
husband used to do Civil War reenacting, and they were having like an anniversary weekend, and he was there at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and so I was there at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Um, but that's the whole reason that I even got to meet him was because of Gettysburg. Had nothing to do with General Hospital, but I brought my poster.
Yeah, I remember. James, are you guys a Seinfeld at all? Seinfeld fans at all?
I had him sign that too.
Oh, did you really? Okay, yeah,
Yep, we have
because
the box sets.
that episode was one of the funny where because every time he heard Desperado, he would start like just like get in the zone and start crying, and yeah, that was a good episode. Yeah,
That
yeah.
was a good. I
Go
talked
ahead.
more than Amanda.
No, that's okay. Yeah, so that's how I got started with like, yeah, just on my mom. And so my mom passed away like in it was actually 2003. And um, that, that like a couple months later, I went to the All My Children um, event. And me and my friend went. And so all the stars are coming down. And I started crying because like, it was so surreal that I thought my mom and she would have loved going to that and but yeah, so and then the General Hospital one was fun as well. So um Emmy Ryland was there and Lulu and yeah, and so a bunch of different. I wasn't really impressed with, well, like some of the people that hosted the events, they were just, I remember, so I'm really into karaoke, right? So they had a karaoke night and it was hosted by, Ryan Carnes, old Lucas, and then, Perry Shen and, Brad, and then, uh, Mark Samuels that played Felix. So they hosted this event. Well, what instead of I'm used to karaoke where you go up there and sing, right? Well, no,
Yeah.
they were doing group karaoke table by table, and I was like, this is not like a sing along. This is I paid $100 to karaoke, and so I went up to and I said, hey, um, I was wondering if I was going to sing a song to all three of those guys, right? And I was going to sing Barry Manilow's Mandy, but I changed it to their names. And yeah, so, and the lady of the event said, she goes, definitely not. And I go, well, this is karaoke, right? And she's like, well, yeah, but we're not doing it that way. And I was like, well, I paid $100 to karaoke. So, I went up to Mark Samuel Felix and I said, hey man, I wanted to to sing a song for you guys, but they're not allowing me to. So he goes up to the DJ and says, hey, whatever this guy wants to sing, just do you have it? Barry Manilow, Mandy? And he's like, yeah. And then the event coordinator was like, she's like, yeah, whatever. So I got down on my knee and I sang to all three of them. Yeah, it was cool. So it was
Awesome.
a neat experience.
That's a little weird though that like they wouldn't at least have that information be public beforehand. Like, oh, it's a karaoke with a twist, and this is what we're doing. Just hey, it would make sense if they at least disclose that ahead of time.
Because there was another gal there that and she was said the same thing. She's like, that is so stupid that if you're gonna call it a sing along, call it a sing along. Don't call it karaoke.
Right.
So, but and then I did, and everybody loved it. I'm not bragging or anything, but everybody loved it. And then one of the coordinators, I saw her the next day, and she goes, "Well, you just didn't know what you were going to do." And I go, "Yeah, karaoke, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be offensive or So
Right.
yeah,
Because I understand, like, if they have to protect themselves, that hey, you have to. If they had even said, "Sorry, you had to have signed up beforehand," and maybe you just missed something. But yeah, to just flat out not even have that available, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was one of the the fan club weekends. One of the coolest things. I got to meet, I got to meet Ken Schreiner and Scotty.
Hmm.
But when I was a kid, my aunt, I was in California. My aunt took me and my sister. They were having they were an event with Ken, and Ken is very, I think he's like shy, and he's just very, he gets nervous and stuff like that. And so I remember at the mall, and he wasn't, I don't know, just really shy and stuff like that. Well, so at the event, I went afterwards. They had everybody in their different spots, to sign and take a picture with. Well, Ken was in the lobby, right? And he's just walking around, and and I was thinking, man, people probably think that he's just, like it's just a fan or something like that. But so he's walking around, and I go, "Excuse me, Ken, can, can I take your picture?" Well, actually, I had asked him because he has these really cool Ray-Bans that he wears on the show, and it's like purple shade and stuff like that. And so I asked him where he got his glasses, and he told me, and that's where he got. But it's kind of funny because just like on General Hospital, his hair is like, it looks like he just got up out of bed, and
Hmm.
he is his appearance is like, just like, but he was really nice to me too. So
Well, that's great to hear when someone like that. I mean, you never want to hear that the legends are
no,
not nice. You know.
yeah. So um, so that's I went. Yeah, I wanted to go back this year, but it's quite the expensive venture because like when I went, I was just like, well, I'll never get to do this again. So I went to like 14, 15 events, and I know they also do well, ABC. The one ran the fan club weekends run by Debbie Morris, and she is phenomenal. She's back in the day, she did all three soap operas in like back to back to back. So when
Hmm.
I went to the All My Children fan club weekend, she already, it's All My Children and One Life to Live in General Hospital. She did it back to back to back, and she was just, I don't know how she did it. She did, but she got, she organizes everything, so, but yeah, it's just amazing how she's a great coordinator. So I wish that. Oh, but then ABC, they did their Graceland. Um, they did that visit about, I think, back in October. So,
Hmm. Never been.
but
Well, I've been to Graceland, but never to that event.
oh, okay. And then also, yeah. So yeah.
So you
Go
can
ahead.
talk about All My Children though, because I did not watch All My Children. Amanda
Okay.
did, but we did interview Vincent Irizarry
Oh, really?
a couple years ago because we were doing the background of Anna Devane, and so we had to do the All
Okay.
My Children Anna Devane. And then someone reached out to us asking if we would want to talk with him, and we're like,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
he was fantastic. I don't think we've had a bad interview with any. We've interviewed a bunch of cast people. I don't think
So
we've had any bad ones.
how does that work? Do they reach out to you, or you reach out to them, or
It's kind of been a mix of both.
okay?
Um, so yeah, like
I
for
really
Vincent, somebody reached out to us and asked if we would want to talk to
okay.
him, and that kind of just blew my mind. I'm like,
Wow.
we would definitely love to do that. Thank you.
I had this idea because Maurice Bernard does the State of Mind, right?
Hmm.
And I had this idea, and I messaged Maurice through Instagram, and I said, "Hey, I've been a fan." I actually met Maurice at the fan club weekend, but I said, "Hey, I've been a fan of General Hospital since the '70s, and I watch State of Mind every Sunday." And I was like, "I don't know if you and Paula's his wife," and I said, "I don't know if you and Paula thought about this, but I think it'd be really cool to interview a fan." And I've got a lot of baggage, so it's like, like I have a lot of things to talk about, because he does the whole mental health thing, and so,
Yeah.
but he never responded to my message, and I thought about messaging his wife, but I don't know if I want to go that far, but I thought that would be cool to, because he interviews, mostly General Hospital people, but he's interviewed other people too. But I thought, to interview a fan, and because I've dealt with a lot of mental health issues. Oh, okay, sorry, my phone was going off. Yeah, so what interview I really enjoyed of you guys was I don't know if I'm saying this right or not. Darren Bin to play Montague.
He was so fun
That
to talk
was
to.
amazing. It was, yeah.
So did you guys reach out to him or?
Mm-hmm. And that one
Wow,
wound up coming from, so I run the social media, and sometimes I'll comment on things, and I forget what the exact post was, but he responded to my comment and just said, "A General Hospital podcast? Like what?"
Mhm.
And I said, "Yeah, I honestly forget what the whole conversation was, but it basically came from comments." And then
Oh wow.
I just messaged him on Instagram because we had been talking in the comments, and we just went back and forth, and it was pretty much, not sure if we can talk to you guys because of the strike was going on at the time, and we want to respect everything because also we don't want to limit things that they can talk about because
Right.
if they could only talk about GH. And so during the interview we're like, so the thing that can't be mentioned, but we did this. No, he was wonderful.
Mhm.
I think he played that part. So I mean, yeah, really well. And I enjoyed how he talked about how I can't think of her name right now. I was Sasha, but I can't think of the actress's name right now.
Sophia.
But yeah, so how she was, he told her that she's going to be a star, and that she was amazing, and yeah. So
That was a fun one.
Yeah. So what made you start your own page?
So I just wanted to just do general, because I'm a big fan, and so I was on YouTube, and that's a long story. But I started a General Hospital one on there, but I had a regular channel where I did retro stuff,
Oh.
like all the TV shows and stuff like that, and I do like fun facts and all this stuff. Well, not getting into like the whole YouTube drama, but basically YouTube wrote me a message one day and says, your account is banned. You cannot no longer do your channel. And they stated the reasons, and they says you're spamming, or you're scamming, or you're not using, or you're using deceptive content. So once again, Google, and they don't have help they don't have any help. I called to Google, and the lady's like, well, I can jot down your information, but nobody can get back to you. And I was like, and so I was really bummed out because I spent a lot of time on that channel, but then I also did a I just started my General Hospital, and I got 2 videos out, and that's when they banned me. So I was like, so then I started my own TikTok like a year and a half ago. I started one originally, but and then for some reason, I don't know if you dealt with TikTok on this, but like they just like got rid of I couldn't log back in. I had 2 accounts, and so one was my General Hospital one, and I went back and forth with the texts and stuff like that. And they said, well, you're ready to go, and I never got it back. So I started. So that one was called Everything General Hospital, and so I changed the name to All General Hospital, and then I took it from there. So because I noticed a lot of people are doing, once again, like I said before, they're doing video clips, and I talked. There's a gal, Rachel, who does she does Days of Our Lives, and she does video clips. So I messaged her, and I asked her, and she goes, "Yeah, I pay for those clips." So
Oh,
and then
wow.
yeah. So there's another one of my followers messaged me and said, "Hey, if you're ever thinking about doing clips for General Hospital, you need to use this lady here." So I messaged her, and she gave me her price list for clips, and it was pretty spendy. And I was like, so I just decided not to go in that direction. The video clip I wanted to use is my favorite wedding was Sean and Tiffany. I just think that was the best. I mean, it's so funny, and I wanted to just do I want to do a reaction video to that, but there's a couple people on there that don't have the what's the word I'm looking for? Where you can like there's a word for it, I can't think of it right now, but you can react to their video, but they have it so if they have it on private or something like that, you can't. Yeah. So yeah, so I wanted to do that video clip, but I started to do like stuff in the beginning, and it was all about camera work, and then I was like, I'm just gonna go switch to compilations because nobody else I is doing that. So I have like a lot of like I don't know. I'm a big Seinfeld fan, so to me like I did a meme one time you know like Jerry Seinfeld. He's like, what is the deal with Pier 54? I mean, come on. I mean, do I need to make a reservation to talk to Victor Cassadine on the waterfront? Yeah. And
I love that.
what's up with Dr. Finn? I mean, this guy is an affectionate doctor, but he's never at the hospital. He's with Elizabeth. I don't get it. Yeah. And so, yeah. So I started just doing just compilations, and that seems to be working out. So I just think, yeah. And I've had a lot of support. So like as I said before, there's a couple of Days of Our Lives ladies that they do mostly Bo and Hope, and they do clips and stuff like that. But they have invited me into every Sunday about 5 o'clock my time. They do lives, and so they invited me so in their chat and stuff like that. And so, but they're very supportive. I've noticed that, yeah, there's like 4 or 5 of these ladies that do the whole Bone Hope thing. And I noticed that nobody really does the General Hospital. I mean, once again, there's a lady that does the clips, but she doesn't like when Esme and Nicholas, hooked up, whatever. She had that, and I hadn't seen it yet. And it was just like, so I try to be like, what do you call it? Like respectful, but like when I call it breaking news, and if somebody's been let go, it's like, I try to report that, or, somebody's passed away. And I never wanted to be like, for example, I never wanted my TikToks to be like TMZ, like, when Haley got arrested for, for the DUI, and I chose not to put any of that. And a couple people comment, well, they commented about that, and I didn't say anything. I decided not, or like when Tyler was having his problems, with drinking and all that stuff. I just kind of feel like, no, I'm not TMZ. I don't want to go in that direction because I just think it's disrespectful. And so any drama that happens outside the set, I don't want to be that person. So
no, I love that. And
yeah,
that's kind of what we do too. Like when we reach out to the actors and anyone else that's in the industry, we say, like, we are not doing gotcha moments. We are not going to ask you about, it's, you let us know too. Like if there's something that you just don't want to talk about, we won't talk about it. Like that is not what we do. And I don't think we talked about Haley either. And I don't think we touched, I think when Marcus left, so we had just talked to Marcus right before he left.
Oh, you did.
And he was delightful. And right after that is when Tyler then did have another situation. And, we were like, it would be great, but we don't think it's going to happen right now because of things that are going, but it wasn't, we didn't get into that. That's, life's yucky, and it's hard enough for them to be in the public eye as much as they are. We don't need to add to that. There's enough like that.
Right.
We like to be positive. Yes, of course, Amanda hates Nina like more than anyone in the world.
Well, I think, yeah.
But that's part of the fun of being a fan too. She is by no means against Watros. She is not threatening her life. which some people do. You know, I mean, Laura
Oh my
Wright
gosh,
had to
yeah.
go on social media and was like, "Leave her alone. She's playing a character."
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and that's
Yeah,
just that's a shame. You know, that's why we do the reality check at the end of the show to remind people
Right.
this is not everything. It's fun.
Yeah, I noticed like I think yeah, Nina is my number one like comment, or that did they right, she needs to go, and it's just like, and um so I try not to go, I try not to like go either way, like mention, say anything about it, because I don't want to feel like, being
Yeah.
disrespectful towards Cynthia. So yeah, but
How would you feel if Nina left the show?
Oh, I'd be sad. I wouldn't have anyone to hate on.
We never talked about that. So,
Yeah.
Amanda, if Nina were to leave,
No. I don't want her to leave.
Exactly.
I just want all the bad stuff that she does to blow up, and her to be held accountable.
yeah, it's yeah, because all the stuff that's happening, like the Ned thing, and yeah, she's got 3 or 4 secrets out there. So
Right.
um, and I don't but so some things that I don't understand. I don't like the writers, man. Once again, I'm not bagging on the writers or anything, but I don't understand their way of like thinking. Like, for example, why'd you kill Brando off? I mean, that did not make sense to me.
at all.
Cody's wonderful, okay, but Brando, why did you kill him off? If it was maybe, once again, I don't know the backstage stuff, and I don't know if they didn't like him as an actor or anything like that. But then it's like me and my friend we always talk General Hospital and stuff like that, like weekly, and it's like yeah, those writers are gonna get when they come home. When they come home to their wives, the wives are going to give them the 3rd degree because they killed a baby right before Christmas.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't understand. Once again, I don't know if we can talk about that or not, but I just don't understand why So I was really impressed with the scab writers, the temporary writers. I don't know if you guys noticed, but as soon as those temporary writers came on, Sonny got his backbone, and the reveals went faster, because like stuff that's been hanging out there for a year and 2, like the whole Cyrus thing. I mean, they just did the reveal like quick, but the writers right now, it takes them forever to wrap up a storyline. So
do you think, though, that Cyrus has been the boss all along, or that they just made that decision kind of recently? Because I don't feel like the way that it was started, that it was supposed to be Cyrus. Because, I mean, we were guessing Olivia Jerome. Like, we
Right.
had all these great, and then it's just out of nowhere, it's Cyrus. And it's like, really?
Yeah, they even said that it was a female. Mason had mentioned that a couple times. Yeah.
It was supposed to be Olivia Jerome or Faith Roscoe.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I don't get why. Yeah, they turned it over. Actually, I did a TikTok on that, and just that the reveal was going to be a guy, and because so when they switched it, Mason had said all along, he was like, he was talking. He goes, yeah, well, my boss, the boss, she's not going to like this. And then one day, they made the switch, and he's like, yeah, well, my boss, he's not going to like this. So they just kind of just randomly threw it out there.
That day, social media blew up with no, it was a she. Like, it's been a she. See,
Yeah.
I think that it still could be Olivia, and Olivia's mad at Ava, because then Ava, or Cyrus and Olivia working together to take down Ava makes sense.
Yeah, I just once again, I don't know if we can get into the territory of the writers, but once again, I'm not bagging on them or dissing them or anything, but I just don't understand some of their decisions. It's like, I know that Frank sometimes has the final word on storylines, but like the whole Molly and TJ thing, and it's just like, that third, I think it was the third. Once again, I'm not going to bang on the actress, but the third actress they had, right?
Yes.
They decided that oh, now Christina and Molly are just going to hate each other. And it came out of nowhere.
Right.
And so
you.
now the fourth Molly, once again, I know it's not the actress, but the writers are now making it that they're tight. They're with the surrogate storyline. So
Yeah.
And we never saw them make up. And I think that's the thing, is that there's so many things that are just jumping ahead that you're
oh my
like,
gosh,
well, where did that
Shannon.
come from?
Yeah, recently they would show a scene, for example, Adam, right, with he's taking pills. Okay,
Yeah.
so they showed that on a Thursday. Okay, they didn't come back to it till Tuesday, and Jocelyn's in the ER taken because he passed out. It's like, well, and the thing with Roger, it's like, Austin, they showed it on a Friday, right? And that whole Thanksgiving week, they didn't even address it until the next week on a Tuesday. And I was like, and they did that with Nicholas too, when he was supposedly dead. They just, somebody's like, he's going to be rotting in that closet, So,
Right.
so
Right.
I just, once again, I just don't understand, their way of thinking, but some of their choices, I think, I love, I love Robert and Diane together, and
Yes.
and Brooklyn and Chase, and yeah. So, but it seems to me that once they get these couples, they decide to just like, okay, 2 years later, we're going to split them up, and it's just like, But
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying the kid actors are really good. They did.
They are.
I don't know if you're familiar with the casting director. I don't know if I can say this correctly, but Mark Teschner. He's been on General Hospital for a long time, and I think that he is amazing. He has. There's been a couple ones that have been questionable, like the whole Molly thing, but most of his casting's been just right on the money. Yeah.
Mhm.
He was being interviewed by Maurice on State of Mind, and he was talking about how back in the day when he was casting Jason Quartermain, that Steve Burton applied to it, and Gloria Monty, the producer back then, she told Mark, she goes, I don't want any of these actors that are really, I want a tall actor. And so, and Steve, so Mark was told Steve, he's like, okay, so Gloria wants somebody to be a little taller. So there was like newspapers on the table in the area. So he had Steve put papers in his shoes so that he'd be taller. And then he got the job. But yeah, so I just think that he's a wonderful casting director. So, and what guys, what's up with Luke? I mean, I thought for sure that he was alive.
He is. He's alive. I will
okay.
die on that hill. He is alive.
Can we talk about that? Is that okay to talk about?
Yes. I'll cry at some point, but just so you know. There's your warning.
Well, I thought, okay. So I thought that, because Frank was like, so when he came out with it, he's like, well, yeah, I was like, why would they kill Luke Spencer off? It did not make sense to me. So when they have this memorial for Bobby, Jacqueline Zeman, if he's still dead, I hope that, I know that Tony's retired and I get that, but he lives in Amsterdam. If he doesn't have them record him to do an intro, like a memorial to Jacqueline before the episode or something like that, or just like, or somebody had mentioned like he welcomes, Bobby into heaven and stuff like that. And I just, that somebody suggested that. Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that.
Really?
Don't start crying yet. It's okay.
That would be so nice. That'd be like when they had Alan do that with Emily, didn't they? Didn't I could be misremembering that.
Oh, and they also did that with Oscar and
Yeah.
they had Lila and Edward welcome him into the but also when oh my gosh, so I lost it when John Ingold passed away, right? And he I don't know if you caught that scene or not, but they had a stand-in. General Hospital had a stand-in for Lila, right? Because she had passed away a long time ago. But the actress who played Lila, they just showed the back of her, and she's got the her hair, and they got the how she wears those dresses and stuff like that. And this actress played Lila. She gets out of the wheelchair, and then she grabs Edward's hand, and they go up the staircase. And I was like, oh my god, that was so cool. And they had an article about how they did that scene and how they had so
that was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I had not thought about Tony Geary welcoming. Oh crap!
You're gonna cry so hard. I don't know.
You want to share your what you just talked about on our recap?
Oh, I said that I would like it if they had Luke come back because Bobby's supposed to be in Amsterdam right now, and Tracy just came back. That if they would have Luke come back to announce that Bobby had passed away, and that she would have found something in the paperwork to find out where he was, and then maybe she got killed that way or just passed away while she was over there. Because I feel like they got to give us something. Obviously, Jack can't come back, but they got to give us something.
So, one of these things on Facebook, they keep on posting this, and this cracks me up. So they have a picture of Tony Geary in his home in Amsterdam, and he's eating waffles. And it was just like and they've had 2 or 3 photos of Tony Geary eating waffles in his house, and I was like, okay, and it didn't even look like Tony, because Tony was wearing this purple do rag, and he looked once again. I know he's older now, but he didn't look the same. And I was like, why they keep on showing him eating waffles? And so it's like, yeah. So, but I think definitely if they don't address that, I mean, I just think that they need to go out on this tribute, and I understand they were waiting for the writers to get back, but I thought for sure, because I saw the sneak previews, Tracy's on the plane and she starts freaking out, and then one of the soap opera digest or somebody said that this is the beginning of the Bobby storyline, and then the next day they show Tracy and she's really sad about Luke and her wedding photo, and so it was kind of like they didn't. When are they going to address this? I mean, I understand that they're waiting for the writers to be back, but the writers have been back for 2 or 3 months. So,
and Carly just told Joss that Bobby's staying over there longer to wrap everything up. So it would not make sense if suddenly 2 days from that Bobby's passed away. They have to wait a couple weeks, and they already destroyed our holiday with Liam passing away a few years ago.
Right.
And I mean, so I did see a few people actually in support of it, because they're like, it actually makes the people who have actually lived that life feel better, because guess what? They didn't get to pick when their baby passed.
Right.
So that is very, very real. So I was like, okay, if people who have lived this life are supporting it, then
right.
Who am I to say anything? I mean, it was still messed up, but it is real. We can wait for Bobby, though. We can.
Yes.
She needs to have her own.
Right.
And we're gonna do a recap of her, and it's gonna take a long time to do it. And we've been putting it off since May because we just don't want to do it yet.
Right.
But we will.
I hope they bring back. I hope they bring back Ryan Carnes as Lucas, because I
talked about that last week. We're like, oh shoot, he has to come back.
Yes.
He can't. It cannot be a recast that comes back to say goodbye to Bobby.
Right.
If anything, it has to be like how Jonathan Jackson was not at Luke's memorial, but it was mentioned that he was there. Then they just need to say, like, Ryan's doing doctor's self-orders and wasn't able to get here. Or not Ryan, but Luke was not able to get here. Like, they can't. And Lulu has to come out of her coma. So, I mean, they have a lot of work to do before they get on with Bobby passing away. Like, there's a lot.
So so a couple years, so when Michelle Stafford first came on as Nina, right? And I thought it was the best reveal. Nobody knew that they knew they hired Michelle, but nobody knew what was going on. And the Friday cliffhanger was Nina comes out of her coma. She wakes up and she goes, Silas, and they ended it right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they should do the thing with Lulu. Same kind. She's been in that coma for, forever, and I thought they were going to address that too with all the mentions with Charlotte. She's mentioned I miss my mom, and
yes.
It's like why does Laura not get to have her kids? I mean, Nicholas and Lucky. I don't, and then Lulu. Yes, Lulu needs to wake up. It's just like the whole Nicholas thing is like I don't know the backstage drama with why Marcus got let go.
He actually released not too long ago. He has long COVID, and he was struggling with remembering his lines.
Oh my gosh.
Like he was struggling with being able to perform. He's like, there were weeks that I couldn't remember my lines, and like he just Google it. And he released a statement about it.
Okay. Yeah, I just think the way they just drop storylines and and like the whole Obrecht thing they bring her back for Halloween. And she's talking to James how she's going to be a NASCAR driver or something else. And then on Halloween, they don't show Obrecht, at least. And I was like, what? What? I mean, I don't understand with their way of thinking on how they, Kathleen is so wonderful. And she's just, I don't understand why they're dropping these things. Like you broke up Scotty and Liesel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like looks like they're gonna break up. I call him Tad. Who good man? Because
me too.
Martin Gray and Lucy. Looks like they're gonna break them, or Lucy's got an affair with Scotty, and it's just like
no. You refuse. They can't do it again. They've already. She even said
we've tried.
The last time we did this, I ruined things with Doc. And I'm not going to do this again with Marty. She's like, I'm with Marty. You want to be back with Liesel? We're not doing this again.
I was thinking, if this would be a wacky storyline, but I thought not Liesel, but Lois hooks up with Scotty. I think they would make a really good, like.
No.
No?
How does it happen? Hold it. Talk it out. Okay, how does it happen?
Well, I just think Lois's personality, is just Rena Sofer, man. She is amazing. She's only been there for like 2 months, and how she's pulled the family back together and the whole Ned, Eddie Main storyline, and just they brought Ellen Travolta back as her mom, and actually Ellen Travolta lives like 30 minutes. Lives in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, right? And so she lives like 30 minutes away from where I'm at. And every year, Ellen does a Christmas show at the resort. And so she said this is going to be her final one. Yeah. So yeah. You don't think Lois and Scott? Yeah.
I'm just curious as to how they would get there. I just can't picture it. So, like, do you have something that made you think? What if they were just hanging out at Port Charles Grill and both got drunk?
I just love both their personalities, and yeah,
okay.
And I
Have
just can't.
Lois get together with Pikeman, dude.
Oh,
With Brennan.
Yeah, that would be good
Ooh.
because he would
yeah.
think she's like some dumb Bensonhurst girl, and
Oh my God,
she would
yeah.
be in the circle enough, but not really in the circle.
And she knows CLQ and Sunny.
Yeah,
Oh.
I would like that. It just keeps me.
I like that. Okay.
I think the actor that plays Brennan and Pikeman, he is. I was like, man, that was a score because he's like really trying. He kind of okay. So I don't know if you guys have heard this on message boards, but I don't know if you go to message boards or not. But they said they think that Pikeman or Mr. Brennan is another plastic surgery. They think it's Jerry Jacks.
No,
No,
Yeah, I don't think so either.
we don't go to message boards. No, but no.
no.
Okay.
Well, but that is something I did say that because I was like, he's from Australia, and I said, but maybe he's related to the Jacksons. I said because he cannot be Jerry again.
Yeah,
We can't do that again. We've been there,
No.
done that, and now he's head of the WSB and also doing this thing. What I said was, I think that he also runs that RCE, and that's why they made the deal with Michael was so that he's going to wind up being the leverage to get Sonny, to get Sonny to do what he wants to do. That they're going to basically do something to hurt Michael, like business wise, and that's going to be where Sonny has to come in and like make the decision between his business and Michael and whatever.
A lot of people thought that Alcazar was going to be Michael's contact at the SEC, but I don't. Yeah, I heard once again. You know, okay, I know I don't do message boards, but you know, people. I just like to see what people are thinking. So, but anyways, yeah, there. And then, here's another one that people. All these people were saying they think that Pikeman Brennan is Adam's father.
Oh wow, that'd be a good twist.
But he's not Australian.
No, he's not. But
Maybe he went to boarding school in America.
Maybe.
yeah, but that was
that would be
another.
interesting. Okay.
That's another. Once again, that's another like people are thinking that Adam. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that storyline? Do you think it's with Adam? I mean, do you think that he's gonna? Because he seems really like agitated and
On edge.
Yeah.
yeah.
I hope that they don't take it where it could go, and I hope that they just really. I hope that it winds up being more of a mental health storyline with the stress that this kid's under and the unfair expectations that they may or may not be. It's at least how he's perceiving them, right? You know, that he thinks that Joss getting a 90 on this very difficult exam was failing.
Yeah, I think Marissa's son's doing a great job. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like the way though that Dex kind of like he wasn't really super protective of Jocelyn, but he was just like, hey, she she can't study right now, and that Mr. Brennan guy, he's good looking. he kind of
He is
reminded me,
very, very.
yeah, very handsome and very as like Liam Neeson, like that mysterious, like it kind of like when they brought Cyrus on. They were trying to like make Cyrus into this bad guy, but he was also kind of oh, you guys have an opinion on
Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
No, Amanda, you don't like Cyrus? Is the way you don't think that? Yeah.
No, I mean I like Cyrus as his bad guy character,
Right.
but every time that he does something even a little bit decent, Shannon's like, "See, he's redeemed. It's fine. He's fine," and that is not true. He is. I mean, I think he loves his mom and had like a relationship with his sister and that kind of stuff. I'm not saying he doesn't have a heart at all, but he is not a good guy, and his preaching to everyone and pretending like things have changed. No, it's just an act.
Yeah, because I understand the whole. Once again, this is loose ends, but how Sonny taught the Cyrus, and he's like, "Yeah, I know who you are. I know, because I got my eyes on you." And it's like, "Well, why did you?" Okay, they killed off Austin, and it's just like they don't, it's like, Yeah, they better not kill off anybody else off. It's Christmas, and they have their. I don't know if you remember, but I loved William DeVry as Julian Jerome,
Yes.
and they killed him like 2 days before Thanksgiving. And William got on Twitter, and he's like, you guys, who does that? Who kills somebody? And they show him in a body bag right before Thanksgiving.
Right.
And I just actually watched William had a Christmas movie with Terry Hatcher on Lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's another Desperate Housewives
There you
connection.
What's that?
That's another Desperate Housewives connection.
Yeah. It's called Christmas at the Chalet. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool. How fancy.
yeah. So yeah. I just don't understand their way of why they kill people off. I mean, just like there's no and they should never kill Franco off. That doesn't make sense to me at all.
No.
Right.
No, not at all. So what's your all-time favorite storyline?
Okay, so I really I really enjoyed, I don't know, just going back, but the whole Grant Putnam and Grant Andrews, and then Grant Putnam got really obsessed with Anna, and he held her prisoner, and I don't know if you remember that at all, but that's one of my
More than I do.
I'm like very yeah.
and I think that's my one of my favorite storylines. Yeah, so
Okay.
but anything with Robert, I mean, I just love Tristan Rogers. He's amazing. I remember when he first started on there, and he was just he's a kind of a didn't have a lot of scenes, and he went to go visit Luke in jail and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
then he's like, yeah, tell Luke that the Australian wonder, the kangaroo kid, stopped by to talk to him and stuff. It just Tristan talks about how he got hired by Gloria Monty, and he came on as Agent Zero. That was his. He wasn't even Scorpio yet. He was Agent Zero.
Oh wow.
And then Gloria was really impressed with Tristan, so she's like, okay, I'm going to start writing for you. And so yeah, that's how I became Robert Scorpio. So,
That's
but anything
so
with
funny.
Robert, I love Robert. I just was
Mhm.
my favorite characters on it. So, what's your favorite storylines?
I would go back to the early '90s with Stone and Robin and Jagger
Oh,
and Karen. I loved that
Uh,
whole time.
oh my God! So I did a TikTok on Robin and Stone, and that was probably one of my most watched videos. And I mean, because a lot of people in the comments were like, "Oh, I really got sad when Robin was against the window and the sun came through the blinds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see you," and it's like, "Oh my God, you're killing me." He was like,
We spoke with him too.
Yeah.
"Oh, you did?
Uh-huh. He was great.
He was great.
What's his name?"
Michael Sutton.
Okay, yeah. Like you're saying, like in the '90s, if you compare that writing to what's happening today, Claire Labine I guess she's passed away, because I listened to a podcast with Rena, and she said that Claire created the character of Lois, and but Claire's also responsible for the whole BJ act. She wrote that storyline too.
That's who
That-
woke Bobby up.
Oh,
It'll be
my God,
It's gonna be
Yeah.
BJ and Tony. Okay, we can have BJ and Tony.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Okay.
guys are killing
That's
me
not
on that.
Luke.
Oh my
If
God.
Luke has to be dead, then I would like that to be the last time that we see Anthony Geary. But I don't want Luke to be dead.
I never understand why they kill him off, because it's like, I understand he's retired now, but you don't have to. You can just
They could have just kept him alive out
They
there.
could have done what they did with Sean Donnelly and had him not die on the show until the actor died in real life.
Right.
right.
I mean, why did they kill Alan for absolutely no reason? And then they never even brought him back. And then Stuart Damon passed away, and it's too late.
Guys, thank you so
We could do
much.
this all day, trust me.
Me too, but yeah. Thank you for this opportunity because, like, I appreciate you like following me and so can you please keep in touch? Can you like?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so the name of your account is All GH, All General Hospital,
All General Hospital. Yeah.
with an exclamation point at the end.
Yes.
And it's GH Fan 1965 is the at.
Yeah, and then my old one is still my old General Hospital's in there still, but they TikTok didn't allow me to do new video. I couldn't get back to do video, so that's why I started the whole All General Hospital one. Yeah. So
Awesome. Oh, there it is. Yep. Awesome. Well, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for your time and for also starting to listen to us.
Yes.
No, thank you so much. This is like made my whole day because like
Well, thank you. He's so sweet.
He is.
It was sweet. I love finding out people's histories. I think that's our favorite thing about doing our fan spotlights, and then also finding out why other people have taken a hobby also revolved around General Hospital.
Right. And I love they started watching it because of his mom. I love the generational stuff.
Yes.
So he was just so sweet, and you could hear his love as he was talking about like the different events. I was jealous of some of those events he went to.
He's been to a bunch of them.
Yes. So it was so nice. I love talking to our fans.
Me too. 500 episodes. It's crazy.
It is. We need like cupcakes next week or something.
We do. Oh yeah, we need to get like that big cake thing that they always have.
I don't think
on
the two
TV.
of us can eat that big cake
We have big
thing.
families. I'm sure we could.
I was thinking like a 6-pack of cupcakes, but okay.
With a 500 written on it? Okay. Well, now they make the cupcake cake things that they can just smooth over the top of
They
it and
do.
write 500. There we go.
Alrighty.
Okay, cool. So join us on Monday as we recap this week's shows. Oh, and make sure to follow Lenny. I'm so sorry. Make sure to follow on TikTok, All General Hospital exclamation point, and then it's the at GH Fan 1965. And now listen to us on Monday as we recap this week's shows.
Have a good weekend.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review. And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.
Pay attention. The ferry leaves at 10 a.m. Roads are busy.
Great.
Dad, pack the boot.
Yeah.
Rosie, got your teddy?
Uh-huh.
Honey, how's the car?
Windows clean, car wax
I
covered.
meant the tyres.
Oh, sorted them at Quick Fit last week.
Brilliant.
Planning the perfect getaway this summer? Make sure your tyres are up for the job. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quick Fit. Drive away happy every time.